As you're choosing the best name for your product or your service, you want to ensure that you choose a strong name. So there's actually a spectrum of trademarks from weak to strong. For instance, generic terms cannot be trademarked. So you cannot trademark the word shoes for shoes. And that makes sense because that wouldn't be fair for the government to give you exclusive rights to use a generic word. So as we move up the spectrum, we have descriptive terms. So descriptive terms describe a feature of your goods or services. So chocolate for chocolate covered candy, or maybe a description of hot and juicy for hot and juicy crawfish. Those are things that describe a feature of your goods. Now, those terms can be trademarked, but they're weak in the sense that others may actually use those terms in a descriptive manner to describe their particular goods and services. Now, as you're considering names, the strongest type of trademark is what we call a fanciful word. So that's a word that has no dictionary definition or meaning. For instance, Google. It doesn't mean anything in the dictionary, so it's a very strong word because they created that word. Then we move down the spectrum to arbitrary words that are very strong. So those are words that have dictionary meaning, but they have no meaning or any description or relation to the goods or services that you offer. Now, a good example of that would be Apple. Apple means something in the dictionary, but it doesn't have any meaning or relation to computers. So as you consider creating a name, the stronger the name, the more likely that you won't have any problems to register. And also, it would be easier for you to enforce because it's going to be a very strong word that you created. So you want to make sure that you create a strong brand and then prepare to police and enforce your brand. Now, I'm a U.S. intellectual property attorney, and I want you to be aware of the Madrid Protocol. So this protocol allows you to file an application, for instance, in Australia, and then designate the United States as one of the countries, and it simplifies the process because it allows you to then have Australia upload the information to the patent office on your behalf. Now, if you get issued an office action like we discussed, you then can contact a qualified U.S. patent or trademark attorney like myself to work with you to resolve any issues.